Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Coming up later in the program, we have Dear John Letters, and we'll tell you how to get a Dear John letter to us in a bit as well. Now, your quote for the day from Roger Staubach. I don't know who that is, but it says, "There are no traffic jams along the extra mile."
Okay.
Very true. I think he's a coach. I think that's who that is. Hey, did you know your skin is dry? If your skin is dry and flaky, you know what you're supposed to do to make it less dry and flaky?
What's that?
Massage it with milk. It says the lactose will actually help make the dead skin cells go away. So that's from Vitality Magazine.
All right.
That's good info.
That is good info.
Yeah. Might want to take a shower after that. You kind of smell like sour milk, John. Researchers at the University of Minnesota have created a new rat heart in a laboratory.
Ew.
So there you go. That's interesting
So
stuff.
you got that going for you.
Yeah. And Alaska, in the valley, the Mantuska Valley, something like that, the long hours of sunlight there, where they have, like the sun is up all day and all night at parts of the year. There are some farmers that use that time to grow giant vegetables. One farmer grew a 100-pound cabbage. He had nothing better to do. It was cold and, it was bright out. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, March the 30th. Can you believe we're almost done with March?
I cannot.
What the what? It is Doctor's Day today, so maybe you go see your doctor and just say, hey, just wanted to say Happy Doctor's Day. Grass is always browner on the other side of the fence day today, so apparently it's not always greener, because today they say it's browner. Today is I Am in Control Day. I'm never in control. Today is Pencil Day, so go ahead and make as many mistakes as you want. Today is Torrance Day, and today is World Bipolar Day. No, it's not. Yes, it is. World Bipolar Day.
I get it.
Okay. I didn't think that was funny. Okay, I thought it was funny, but it wasn't. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
How much do you pay for cable or satellite? Don't forget your DVR rental fees and online movie accounts. When you add it all up, many people are paying well over $100 a month. Some pay way more. What if you could cut that down to zero? There's a device that surfs the net to find shows and programs you like with no monthly fee. Many have already cut their cable or tossed out their dish. If you have internet and a TV, you're all set. Learn more about this awesome technology that can save you money every month at channelsurfertv.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 25% at channelsurfertv.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. This is why you should always make sure that the person who you think is dead is really dead. Listen to what happened here. Oh my gosh. 4 months after he was declared brain dead by doctors, they were about to remove his organs for a transplant. And that's when 21-year-old Zach Dunlop said, "Hey, what's going on?" And now he says he's feeling pretty good. Zach is alive and doing well. He was pronounced dead November the 19th at the United Regional Healthcare System in Wichita Falls, Texas. Now, I don't know about you, but if they pronounced him dead and he was still alive, I would be a little concerned about all that. He was injured in an all-terrain vehicle accident. Doctors committed this little moment of duh by declaring him dead. They even convinced his family to approve having his organs harvested.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
But Zach's family was paying their last respects, and Zach moved his foot, and then he moved his hands. 48 days later, he went home. Zach said on the NBC Today show, "I feel pretty darn good." He said he has no recollection of the crash. He also has no recollection of them trying to steal his organs. I wonder if there's going to be like some sort of investigation into that as to why they were so ready to go and just, harvest his organs.
I don't know.
Doesn't that seem
interesting?
A little bit, you sure he's dead? Yeah, but his feet are moving. No, he's dead. No, but he's looking at me. No, he's dead. We pronounced him dead. He's waving at me right now. No, that's just a reaction. Yeah, it's going to be fine. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, imagine the United Regional Healthcare System worker that did that. They're probably not having a great week.
Probably not.
This happened back in November. They probably quit harassing him about it by now.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, this is true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drug. 21-year-old John Osborne from Nitro, West Virginia. That's a cool name for a town.
That is.
Nitro. Anyway, he decided to go to nearby Charleston for a night of drinking. A sober-thinking John started the evening by taking a bus to avoid driving drunk. That's a good idea.
That is a very good idea.
Unfortunately, sober John was not the one that had the last thought that night. They had to arrest the man. It was time to go home the next morning. John stole a Charleston police cruiser.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Drove it around with the lights and sirens on for a while. After a brief chase, John crashed said cruiser and was arrested. Amazingly, a field sobriety test found that John was under the legal limit.
Really?
So either he's a real lightweight or crashing a police cruiser sobers you up really quick, one or the other. Or maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, don't steal a police car.
Don't do that, ever. Coming up, your moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
Our moment of duh comes from the Netherlands today. A man shoplifted a package of meat from a supermarket, then rushed to his car, shaking off a clerk who jumped on the car's hood to try to stop him, but he left behind one little piece of evidence. Guess what he left behind?
What did he leave behind?
His 12-year-old son.
Oh, boy.
Police identified the thief through his son and contacted him. He refused to come back to get the boy, saying,
What?
Call his mother. She'll come get him. They said, no, we're going to work with you, only you. He later turned himself into the police so his son could come home.
Oh, what a jerk.
That was in the Netherlands. Father of the year, everybody. Father of the year.
That's for sure.
Why would you take your son with and then do that? And then, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. How in the world? I don't know. Again, that's why we call it the moment of duh. There was no thinking that went into this. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day, and we have Dear John letters on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. The average adult has 37 online accounts. How many accounts do you have online? Do you think you have that many?
No.
You go through and add up all the stuff? I bet I have at least that many.
I know I don't.
Yeah, because I got all, there's like an account. I got accounts for all kinds of dumb stuff. Anyway, the average adult now has 37 online accounts, but uses only 5 passwords to keep them secure. 1 in 4 people use 1 password for most of their accounts. I used to do that. Then I realized that that's a bad idea. So then I went through and started changing them. But now I've got a note over here to remember where they are.
That's just it. You have to have a note so that anybody who comes in wants to hack into your computer.
I just had to do that. I was trying to log into my Chase account. And I was like, what is... Oh, yeah, I've got a note. Here it is.
Yeah.
Now I know. Should I read what it is?
It's a bad idea because it's sitting right there. So anybody who wants in can see what your passwords are.
No, I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide it over there under
and then
your
you're going to forget where you hid it. And then you
know.
won't know any of your passwords.
See? That's the problem. A quarter of all adults intend to pull off some sort of April Fool's prank on Saturday. Are you going to do any pranking, Heidi?
Probably.
You
on
gonna
our
try
son.
to prank? You never prank me because I wouldn't fall for it.
Oh, whatever.
I wouldn't fall for it. I never fall
Game
for it.
on.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But you have gotten our son almost every year. And you've gotten him good. I remember one time the police were involved.
I even had the police involved.
Yeah. He was off duty, the officer was, but he was on our front porch talking to our son, and he thought he was in trouble. Anyway, it says best friends and spouses and kids and siblings are the most at risk for April Fool's pranks. See, we're talking about it now. You should be on your toes the rest of this week, just in case. Bosses, by the way, are least at risk. Most April Fool's pranksters say they wouldn't even think of playing a prank on the boss.
Game on again.
Yeah. All right. Hey, does your driving get better or worse as you age, Heidi?
I guess it depends on who you're talking about.
It says the good news is you become a better driver as you get older. The bad news is that only happens until you reach your 50s. And then it goes downhill again. Statistics show that the highest driving-related fatality rates are among drivers above the age of 85 and below the age of 17. So they're saying, after 17, you start getting better, and then there's like this peak. You're like the best driver in your 50s, and then you start to decline again after that. So there you go. Hey, Toledo, Iowa police. I don't even know where that is. I'll have to look on a map and see. They were chasing a stolen donut van. And they finally arrested the driver at gunpoint. The van owner was so happy. It was owned by Donut Delight. Was so happy that his stolen van was returned. He was making deliveries at a hospital when it was stolen, by the way. So when he came back out, it was gone. Authorities finally cornered him in a neighboring Tama County, arrested 46-year-old Frank Alvarado, and it worked out well for the officers because the donut shop said, hey, tell you what, I'm going to give you guys some free donuts for all of your work. So
that's nice.
I think that's cool. It would be really hard if you're a police officer to ever go and buy a donut because, all the little jokes and everything about
Who doesn't like donuts?
I know. And our final story for our scoop of the day today. Schedules and a strong cup of coffee may keep your life running smoothly, but a recent study found that agendas also suck the joy out of free time. They're saying if you're assigning leisure activities like a strict start time and a strict end time, you can make even a happy hour seem like a chore. Study co-author Selin Malak, an associate professor of marketing at Ohio State University, says, instead, follow more of a rough plan so you still feel a sense of freedom, end quote. The fun starts now-ish. So there you go. You can't really schedule, be spontaneous. It doesn't work so hot. All right, this has been your Scoop of the Day. Dear John Letters, on the way.
John and Heidi.
Imagine the sand between your toes and an ice-cold drink in your hand. Join us this November for 80s in the Sand.
Week-long event with 80s music from over a dozen awesome bands.
Plus, meet 80s icons from the movies like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and several others.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
The website is 80sinthesand.com.
Book your week-long 80s vacation right now at 80sinthesand.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. It is time right now for
Dear John Letters.
I like Dear John Letters. If you'd like to send one in, we'll tell you how to do that here in just a bit. But right now, our first Dear John letter, and actually I think we're only going to get to one, but this is our Dear John letter for today. Dear John, 3 times in the last few weeks, the same car has parked so close to my car, I had to climb in the passenger seat. I think it's on purpose. I like to come to work early, so I'm one of the first cars in the parking lot. This other car has plenty of room on the other side, but parks way too close to my driver's side door. Another coworker said I should bang his door and cause damage, but that would also cause damage to my car. It's been a few days now since this has been done, but I'm wondering if you have any ideas on how I can deal with it if it happens again. Signed, Too Tired to Climb Over. Well, first of all, too tired to climb over, that would stink. I've actually had this same kind of situation, but it's not that they were necessarily too close. It's just that I'm too big. So I'm trying to climb through the door. I'm like, okay, this is not working. If I was a regular sized person, maybe it would work. And there's no way I'd be climbing over. I'd have to probably wait till they leave. So, but one of the things they say in the letter is, where was it? I like to come to work early, so I'm one of the first cars in the parking lot. Here's what I would do. To avoid any confrontation, find a place where you can park that your driver's side door can't be blocked. I mean...
Yeah, if you park next to a tree area.
But I'm just saying, if park way over on the edge so your driver's side door cannot be blocked.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if this person is doing it... And here's the thing you got to understand. Sometimes people who are inconsiderate, they don't even think of other people. They just think of themselves. So if this person... They could be yapping on the phone or doing something else. Don't take it personally necessarily because it might have nothing to do with you.
Or this person could be a bigger person that needs extra room on that side.
See,
and so they're parking super close to his car, not even realizing they're causing a problem for him.
And I've had it done where I had to park weird because somebody was parked weird.
And then when you come out, the other car is gone. It just looks like you're being a jerk.
I absolutely had that. You remember? It was in the
I
winter
remember
time.
there was a note on our car.
No, there was frost on the windows and they scratched it on their nice parking. But we were parked normally. We weren't parked normally. We were parked weird because every other car was weird.
We were just in there longer than everybody else
left, and then we come out and we're like, oh man, they scratched in the frost on the window.
Yeah.
Nice park job. And I was like, oh man, now I feel like a jerk because they think that it's us. And it wasn't us.
It wasn't us.
So that could be the situation too. So again, I understand where you're saying, hey, this person, because it says, what was it here? 3 times in the last few weeks, the same car. So 3 times it's happened. Maybe there is something going on. But it doesn't even say that they know who it is. So if you don't even know who this is, how do they know who you are? And maybe one day when you pulled in, you were parked too close to them and they're trying to get you back. I don't know. But I would be the adult in the situation. I would park my car so the door cannot be blocked. Unless they like park on the lawn. And then you know for sure that there's really something going on.
Or you could just accidentally let some air out of their tires.
No, Heidi, don't.
Because that doesn't cause any damage. And
that is not a good idea.
If it was an accident.
I accidentally took the cap off.
Accidentally took the cap off and accidentally let some air out of your tires.
I don't think I would do that.
Hit the valve with my foot when I was trying to squeeze into my car.
Because I had to wiggle through it. I can't even imagine trying to climb over the seat and get in. That does not sound like fun to me. But there you go. And we were just at a business the other day. We were driving through the parking lot, and there was like enough space for a scooter. But like the one vehicle was over the line, and the other vehicle was over the line. So like that
is so irritating.
Yeah, especially when it's a busy place. Come on, people. Be nice. You know, you're not the only one that wants to go to this event.
That's right.
So park like a good person and don't be rude like the person that's doing this to this guy or this lady. I don't know who it is. Too tired to climb over. If you would like to have a Dear John letter answered, I think that was a pretty good answer, don't you?
I think it was a great answer.
Mine, not yours.
Oh. I thought mine was a great answer.
No, don't do hers. If you do, don't call us for bail. It's a bad idea. But if you'd like to have your Dear John letter on the program next week, simply send a message to us. You can do that through the John and Heidi Show Facebook page. And the good news is, whether we use it on the air or not, we answer every one of them through Facebook, and we'll offer you advice, and we promise to keep your identity 100% anonymous. Because, you know, when they send it over, I can see who that is. But when I transfer it over to this, I don't even see that anymore. So I have I don't even remember if this was from a man or a woman. I don't know who it's from. Keeping it anonymous, Heidi.
All righty.
All right. That's our Dear John letter for this Thursday.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstein did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
After the Popeye comic strip started running in 1931, spinach consumption went up by 33% in the United States.
I could see that.
Everyone's like, hey, I want to be buff like Popeye. He had kind of a weird physique, didn't he? His arms were like really big down by his hands, but not so. I don't know if I want that look. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A wooden racket was last used at Wimbledon. What year do you think was the last year they had a wooden racket?
I have no idea.
1987.
Really?
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
India has a Bill of Rights for their cows. That's interesting. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average person spends 2 weeks of their life kissing. We were way behind. We got some time to make up, Heidi. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Playwright Shakespeare, Bill, he was only 18 when he married Anne Hathaway, who was 26 at the time. So he was into older chicks, see? And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A herpetologist is a person who studies reptiles and amphibians.
Oh, that's not what I would have guessed.
Yeah. I won't even ask what you were going to guess. A couple of fun facts for you right here on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 rat race? Sick of not controlling your financial destiny? We partnered with a leading health company whose mission is to support you to build a home-based business and help others be healthier, drop excess pounds, and live longer, more rewarding lives. Best of all, everyone who joins after you is placed on your team. No bugging family or friends. Call 866-741-7242 for more information. Or if you'd like, text the word income to the same number, 866-741-7242. 866-741-7242.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Cell phones don't really cause brain tumors, but cordless phones in your home can cause headaches and sleep problems and fatigue and heart palpitations.
Oh.
I didn't know all of this. Did you know this?
I did not.
It says here, although people treat a cordless phone as if it's an ordinary landline, its base station constantly emits radiation, explains Professor Lennart Hartl of University of Hospital of Obrio, Sweden. I'm sure I nailed it. Anyway, it says they're usually in rooms where people spend a lot of time, and people also tend to spend longer on them than they do on a cell phone. Hartell's study showed that the habitual cordless phone use increases the development of benign tumors between the ear and the brain by 30% and malignant brain tumors by 40%. We've got a cordless phone that goes to this thing here.
You've got a cordless phone that's right next to your bed.
I should get rid of that.
Right next to your bed.
I should throw that out the window right when I get home. That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
I got this bump right over here. Is that what it is? I'm a little concerned now. I don't know what to think. Anyway, that's not good news. So these people over in Sweden apparently decided that they should do a study on cordless phones. I know a lot of people were really concerned about cell phones, and now it's not so much the cell phone you need to worry about. They say it's the cordless phone. So there you go. I'm going to go have my head checked. We'll be back in a bit.
John and Heidi.
How much do you pay for cable or satellite? Don't forget your DVR rental fees and online movie accounts. When you add it all up, many people are paying well over $100 a month. Some pay way more. What if you could cut that down to zero? There's a device that surfs the net to find shows and programs you like with no monthly fee. Many have already cut their cable or tossed out their dish. If you have internet and a TV, you're all set. Learn more about this awesome technology that can save you money every month at channelsurfertv.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 25% at channelsurfertv.com.
All right, we've all heard the stories from Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa. I walk 10 miles to school every day, uphill both ways in the snow. Remember all those things?
Oh, yeah.
You ever think that sounds a little fishy, some of the stories from back in the day? Well, a new British survey finds 50-somethings tend to embellish their experiences in the 1960s, so things that happened back then, to impress their children. They say those stories about being at, sit-ins and Beatle concerts may make the kids go, ooh, wow, that's really cool. But 2% of 50-somethings have also said they attended Live Aid. That would have meant more than 1 million people were crammed into Wembley Stadium. So, and I know somebody who, when we were having a discussion about, what's the big one that happened out there?
Woodstock?
That thing. That said they were at Woodstock. And then I was thinking, like, doing the math, and I was going, you'd have been like 4. So I don't think you were there. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was there and he was 4. Coming up, we've got more fun stuff.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, what would you rather do? Get shot with a needle or eat a potato?
Oh, well, duh.
Tough
potato.
Choice here. Scientists at Cornell University are working on a potato that would actually convey immunizations for the Norwalk virus. So it's the most common food poisoning in the United States. These potatoes would be genetically manipulated, producing protein fragments of the virus that the immune system would then recognize and respond to if the real virus enters your body. There's no difference in taste or culinary characteristics between these modified potatoes and common potatoes, but scientists say in the future vaccines may be delivered through plants instead of needles. Current work is underway to create a potato-based vaccine for the human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer and hepatitis B and other things. So, what do you think of that? Having a potato instead of having a shot? I'd be cool with that. I think it's kind of a weird
if it's
idea.
a shot that you want and you're willing to.
So you're saying they just don't start giving people potatoes filled with stuff?
Yeah, just don't start filling all the potatoes with stuff, and then you have no
fine.
choice.
Just eat them. You're going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Coming up, 4 ways to slash your grocery bill by up to 50%. I don't know about that, but it's on the way.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstone did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I'll get a nice little tip here. This is from the internet. I don't know if I trust it, but it says, ways to slash your grocery bill by up to 50%.
Okay.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
First thing it says is don't just assume that generic is cheaper. It seems logical that generic cereal or canned foods would be cheaper than their name brand counterparts, but It's not always true. It says to get the most bang for your buck, look at price per ounce, not per unit.
Right.
So check that. And then, sometimes, because a lot of the time, like the generic stuff doesn't go on a sale as much. So if the other stuff is on sale, it might actually be cheaper per ounce is what they're saying. So next, make a meal plan. We've been talking about doing this.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet this week.
We were going to do that. Well, here it is Thursday. We still haven't done it. So maybe next week. It says your dinners are where you can save big. It says glance at your store sale ads and see what meat is on sale, for example. And they say if it's like chicken breast, then you can plan on having, chicken more than one night a week because you can get that and like have extra.
I love chicken breasts.
That's good stuff. Next, it says, let the bloggers do the work for you. Find a blogger who covers your local stores. Do we have that?
I don't think so.
And if there is something like that, they say you should do that, and they tell you what kind of great deals you can find. And then the last one says, don't clip, file and click. It says clipping coupons from a paper is a waste of time for most people. It says if you're going to buy things, you can actually, it says, go ahead and file those inserts by name and date so you can access the coupons when you need them. Only break out the scissors on the ones you actually need. So they're saying don't cut out every coupon if you're not even going to use it. When's the last time you used a coupon, Heidi? Do you use coupons?
Oh, I use coupons.
Do you? I don't want to say I've never, because I think I did once.
But I never have an opportunity to clip them. I don't get coupons very often, but when I do get coupons, I do use them.
Do you? See, I don't know. There you go. Couple of tips right there. I don't know how that's going to save you 50% on your grocery bill. I think that was a very generous headline, is what that was.
I think so too.
Yeah.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is good news. The discovery of small gold nuggets in Sacramento Valley sparked a gold rush in 1849. They even have a team now called the 49ers. So imagine the hype around this. A pastor found this in a tiny little village in Sierra Leone. Emmanuel Mo discovered the largest uncut diamond that has been seen in 4 decades. 1979 was the last time they had a gigantic diamond like this. In his little village of Yakuta, this whopping 706-carat diamond was turned over to the government in hopes that the profits would help the impoverished country. So this guy could have kept it and said, hey, this is mine, I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to make the money. Instead, in one of the world's poorest countries, it was a pastor, Emmanuel Mora, who discovered this. He found this diamond and gave it to the government so they can help.
Is the government corrupt, and are they going to even do anything good with it?
This says the diamond is the second largest found in the nation. The first was named the Star of Sierra Leone, and it was worth $2.5 million back in 1972. And this one is just a little smaller than that, and they're both worth more now. So
I would think that pastor probably could have done more good with that stone and with the money that came from it than what a government could do.
He says, here's a quote from him, a gift from God, and it will be a terrible thing if anyone tries to do something criminal with it. So he's just saying, I want it to go to good use, and he wants to make sure it is all taken care of. Anyway, I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It's on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I just think that's really cool. This diamond is among the 13th largest diamonds ever discovered. It was the second largest in his country, but the 13th largest in the world.
That's
a
crazy.
big old diamond. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.